everyone, my name is Sara and I'm an HCI Master's student at ISU, and today I'm going to be talking about the topic interface design and its effects on perceived trustworthiness. A little background about myself: I've worked in the web design industry for a while, and I've particularly taken an interest in the engineering of websites and the reasoning behind what makes them so successful. I've had a lot of clients who've had really terrible, spammy looking websites in the past, and they just think their website looks great. And while I personally feel that good website design should be obvious, it's really not to a lot of people. So today we're going to talk about website trustworthiness and some ways that you can make interfaces seem more legitimate. So trust is an incredibly important thing on the web. It's often the limiting factor that determines whether a user will perform a desired action or not. Whether you're purchasing from an e-commerce website, hiring someone based on their portfolio, or even accepting advice from a blog post, all of these actions require trust beforehand. The problem is, it can be hard to know whom to trust on the web, and users can only make their judgment based on available information. So you want to make this information legitimate and seemingly flawless. We based our trust in a website based on a combination of the following factors. One, pre-interactional filters, such as client or customer reviews or any word of mouth that a user has already encountered before viewing your site. Second, graphic design and usability. Basically, does the site look like a lot of effort was put into it? This is a cue that we're going to be focusing on specifically. 3, the company's competence. Does the site make it look like they know what they're doing? Can they spell correctly? Are they serious business professionals? 4th, security or risk involved in the transaction. Is it likely that your credit card or personal information is going to be compromised? And 5th, post-interaction, i.e. the business's relationship management over time following that initial interaction. So as I said, we're going to be focusing on the interface design trust cue because it actually is the most important. The Stanford Web Credibility Project found that 46% of the consumers in the study assessed a site's credibility based on the visual design appeal. So as you can see, the interface of a site or application is often the #1 factor that users rely on to determine whether a site is trustworthy or not. So what is the design actually communicating, and how does it get that message across? A professional design communicates that a significant amount of both time and money were invested, which shows that a level of commitment has been made to ensure a successful outcome and therefore a return on that investment. On the flip side, in amateur design, poor performance and sloppy mistakes communicate no investment, no consideration, and therefore no commitment to the project or the user. This is why it's imperative to have a well-designed website, because it communicates your seriousness and professionalism. Now, a lot of people realize that a good design is important, however, they have no idea what a good design entails. So here are just a few examples of good design elements that can help improve the trustworthiness of your website. First, visually appealing layout and color scheme. Sometimes it's best to leave this to the designer, but your layout should be well balanced and focus important information higher up on the page. You also want your design to be as current as possible, because site design conventions from the 90s, for example, look completely different than sites that are built today, and you do want it to be updated or it might look a little crazy. Organized sections and segmented information. The best websites include a lot more white space and leave room between text rather than using block paragraphs. This also makes the site a lot easier to scan. Having an intuitive navigation menu. You don't want it to have too many items or drop downs, and they should all make sense and be easy to navigate. Language and spelling is super imperative. No one can take your business seriously if you demonstrate your carelessness through typos. Security and encryption. It's a great idea to have visual cues, as shown in this example on the right. A study showed that users perceive some areas of the website as more secure because they were visually reinforced. Some users also look for the HTTPS in the web address when entering secure info on secure pages. I know I myself do that when I'm entering banking info. I look for the S at the end of the web address. Sorry. Should go back. I didn't finish. Design conventions. When things function as expected, we feel more comfortable. It creates confidence and a sense of familiarity, aspects that are essential for trust. So, for example, having a checkout cart, shopping cart set up similarly to other major e-commerce websites will probably make people feel more comfortable using it. And social proof is a psychological concept which states that people tend to follow the lead of other people and look to others for guidance. So if other people have tried it, individuals will be more comfortable trying it themselves. That's why you may want to display major customers, logos, affiliates, reviews, your social media likes, or news article features. That way people will assume your website is pretty credible because so many other people have already used it successfully. Some signs that a website is untrustworthy may include things like pop-up windows, lack of secure forms when entering confidential info, bad writing, slow loading time, download prompts, error messages, and JavaScript errors. People do not like to encounter these things, and if they show up on a site where they're giving out their personal information, they may feel skeptical while on the site. So I'm going to give an example. I'm going to give you a possible real-life scenario and show you two websites that exhibit completely different levels of trustworthiness, and then I'll let you decide which business you would prefer to use based on the websites alone. So let's say you've been having car trouble lately and you figure your car is in need of a very serious repair. So you go to Google and search for an auto repair shop in your local area, and the closest place is located just down the street, and the website that you click on looks like this first one right here. Now I'll let you take it all in. First off, there's a haunted house and graveyard in the background. Not sure if that's a good sign for your car. It also looks like their logo up here is a Microsoft Word font, which makes it difficult to even realize it's a logo in the first place, and also the name of the shop. I didn't notice it at first. The page formatting is a little wonky, as you can see. There's a lot of overlap, and the photos are covering up the main text here, so you can't even read it. And I mean, the good thing is they do have some affiliate stuff over here, like Exxon and Napa are pretty big companies. That's good. But overall, would you take your car in to get it repaired here? Maybe not. Could you trust them based on this website alone? I mean, maybe they're just really great at fixing cars and are not web savvy at all. That's totally probably the possibility, but it's not a really great impression up first. So here's a second one I'll show you. Say you found this one next, and it's a lot cleaner. There's photos of the actual shop, so you know it exists. That's really great. You can easily scan the page for any information you need. They've spaced it really well, and it just looks modern and up to date. They have their affiliate logos and stuff up here, because Napa's a big company, and I'd say this site seems a lot more credible, and the business seems to be well suited to fix my car. So, the website says a lot. Okay. I have one example here. I don't know if it'll work because it wasn't working earlier, but this is an e-commerce website. This totally may not work. It does not like this link. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, here it is. This crazy thing. So basically, you probably wouldn't want to give up any of your personal information when buying from this site. I don't know. I personally don't think it seems very legitimate. It hurts my eyes, and I really don't know what I'm clicking on. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But if you were gonna buy something from here, you probably wouldn't feel safe providing your information. So that's just an example. Oh no, this happened too. See, that scares me. Pop-ups are a bad sign. So I had another. Here we go. I had one more example here. It's a screenshot of a phishing site, and basically, as you can see, it says HTTP up here. There's no S, and that's just a first sign, that the website is fraudulent and stealing your information. So you definitely want to have these security cues in there. And what I hope you'll take away from this topic is a basic understanding and awareness of the goals of interface design. You want your site visitors to feel comfortable and engaged with your brand. You want them not to think twice about submitting any personal info or making purchases if applicable, and you want them to trust the person or business behind the web page or phone app. People aren't going to like or trust your website if it doesn't look legitimate, so keep some of these things in mind if you're ever designing a site in the future. And that's all. These are some references where I got most of my information from, and thank you for watching.